You've all seen the title or the thumbnail, so let's get right into it. She is guaranteed to be an Electro character, of course, considering her position as the Electro Archon. And in the cutscene introducing her, we see she has a sword art, the Muso no Hitatachi, which means one slash of no conception. Muso is actually shortened from Munen Muso. Munen Muso means no design, no conception, and actually is a term that exists in Japanese swordsmanship. According to Victor Harris, a former keeper of Japanese antiquities at the British Museum in London, it means the ability to act calmly and naturally even in the face of danger. It is the highest accord with existence when a man's words and his actions are spontaneously the same. So her sword art is a single slash that embodies all of that. And within the game itself, it is stated only to be used during the enactment of divine punishment. My assumption for this video is the Muso no Hitatachi will be Baal's burst skill. Considering how powerful it is, based on the way characters refer to it within the game itself, it would need a heavy cost. In exchange for such a huge amount of attacking power, MiHoYo could make her energy cost for her burst quite high. This would make energy recharge a priority if she functions like this. And based around the gameplay of other Archons, I assume she will also possess a utility that is unmatched by other characters. Venti has control where he draws enemies to a specific point, and Zhongli can petrify his enemies. An idea I had for Baal is, when she casts her sword art, that there is a field created around her for a period of time that remains around her for a specific distance that distributes electro damage and some form of debuff. Some form of debilitation or constant damage would be useful. Now, I mentioned in my last video about Baal that she could have one of 3 potential weapons: sword, polearm, and bow. The reason I mentioned these weapon types specifically is because the weapon types in the game match up to real-life arms used by the samurai: katanas, the naginata, and yumi. I also mentioned in that video that I hoped she would have a stance change like Child does. The reason I feel this way is 1. Different weapons are better utilized in different situations. 2. Baal is female, and the naginata was more commonly used by female samurai for the extended reach. And 3. We have enough sword user 5 stars in the game. I personally believe that Electro Polearm is the best choice for her. There is no other Electro Polearm user in the game currently. There is also already an Electro Bow user in Fischl and an Electro Sword user in Kaching. But because her ultimate attack is likely that sword art, she will have to use a sword at some point, but there is nothing stopping her creating one from lightning. So I will go over 5-star weapons that could potentially work for this girl for all 3 types just in case, out of the existing 5 stars in the game. Starting with polearms. If she makes use of energy recharge, Skyward Spine would be ideal. Not only does it possess energy recharge as a substat, it increases the attack rate and gives the potential for bonus AoE damage. The Staff of Homer could also be really powerful if she has a lot of crit rate, so crit damage can be utilized thoroughly. The Primordial Jade Spear could also be a candidate for its crit rate. Next is the swords. There is the Skyward Blade, which has energy recharge as a substat, and it increases crit rate. There is the Freedom Sworn, which has Elemental Mastery, which could be utilized by Baal, and the support effect is really powerful. Then there is also the Primordial Jade Cutter, which increases crit rate. I don't think Baal will utilise HP. And finally for bows, Skyward Harp for its crit rate, and Elegy for the end, for energy recharge, the support ability, and some elemental mastery. Next are the existing potential sets she could use. Thundering Fury she could use either the 2-set or the 4-set bonus for. Thunder Soother she'd use the 4-set bonus for. I wouldn't recommend it because it's a lot of pieces for only one good bonus. There is the Noblesse Oblige for the 2-set bonus if her burst really is that powerful, or potentially for the 4-set bonus if she is a support. And finally, there is the Gladiator's Finale. The 2-set bonus is good on most damage dealers, and if she uses Sword or Polearm, then the 4-set bonus could be used. The priorities for the main stats of my artifacts are, for the Sands, Energy Recharge or Elemental Mastery, for the Goblet, Electro Damage bonus, and for the Circlet there is quite a range. Attack percentage, or Elemental Mastery, or crit rate, or crit damage. Substat focuses for me will be Energy Recharge, Elemental Mastery, crit rate, crit damage, or perhaps attack percentage. This video does not exist as a guide. It is more my hopes for a character I anticipate. It's for fun because I can't stop thinking about how she could play. So don't expect videos like this on every character that comes out. Hopefully you had fun with this though. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. No leak information though, and if you did like it, I'd appreciate if you liked and subscribed and maybe shared this around. It was fun to do. And as always, hopefully you guys have a good one, and hopefully we all have fun with Inazuma when it comes out. I aim to stream my experience of it because I really anticipate the area and story. Take care and maybe see you there.